What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Gakis, and today, oh my goodness, we have got to talk about the new Vanguard Alerts playlist just added into Destiny 2 yesterday with the weekly reset. Guys, if you're not playing Vanguard Alerts, you're playing the game wrong. Okay, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but seriously, the amount of high tier, high quality, and I'm talking god tier loot you're getting from Vanguard Alerts, compared to just how easy this playlist is, it's a no-brainer. Guys, there is no reason to play Fireteam Ops right now. There's no reason to play anything in the portal unless you're chasing specific, bonus loot drops. Vanguard Ops is where the juice is. Now, why is that? Well, let's get started. Alright, so to find Vanguard Alerts, you actually have to go to the portal page, you click the seasonal hub, and then up above, there's a tab for Vanguard Alerts. Yeah, not the most accessible right now. Bungie actually said they're planning on moving it in the future, but that's where it is for now. Now, when you get here, you can see there's a few different tabs you can select. You have the Fireteam Vanguard Alert, and then right beside that, you have the Arena Vanguard Alert. After that, you have Control as a PvP Vanguard Alert. Then you have the Grandmaster Vanguard Alert below there, and then finally you have the Desert Perpetual Raid. Let's first focus on really where the main juice is, which is the Fireteam and the Arena Vanguard Alert playlists. Here's what makes them so insane. So if I hover over them, you can see nothing actually looks that crazy. The bonus focus is just a piece of armor, like what's going on here? But when I actually expand the challenge, that's where things really get interesting, because if you complete 3 activities in a certain playlist, then you get a special masterworked weapon with an additional origin trait and a large power boost and increased gear tier. So the weapon featured this week is the Psi Eterna 4, which is the brand new first ever arc rocket pulse rifle. So the Mint Retrograde, the first rocket pulse rifle, completely defined the meta last season. And even though Bungie did nerf the ammo reserves for this archetype, it is still a very, very desirable weapon. So the fact that you can get this particular weapon is crazy. And if you're wondering, what exactly do they mean by a special masterworked version with an extra origin trait? Well, as you can see right here, for my 3rd playlist activity completion to finish the challenge, Bungie finally turned on my streamer loot, I guess, because I got super lucky. I got 2 tier 5 Psi Eternas. The first one, as you can see, dropped already masterwork from that challenge, and then the second one was a normal drop just out of the reward chest. Both of these are going to spawn with completely random rolls, so it's not a curated roll. If you're a Destiny vet, you know what I'm talking about. But as you can see, when I go to this masterworked version, it just has a 3rd origin trait, whereas the other one does not. And that 3rd origin trait is the same special origin trait that you can get from the blaster weapons from Renegades when they drop pre-masterwork, like the special rare versions, and it's called Accelerated Assault. So dealing sustained damage with this weapon loads slightly more ammo from reserves or removes heat and increases damage. Now, this is actually an insanely good origin trait. It's not so evident on the Psi Eterna. It's actually kind of glitched on the Psi Eterna and using up ammo, so don't actually use it with the Psi Eterna right now. They're gonna fix it, guys, so it's good to get, trust me. I mean, it's just a pure benefit, right? But I can really show you how effective this is because I also got it on the Horror's Least Pulse Rifle. We'll talk about that in a sec. It drops from the Grandmaster difficulty Vanguard Alert, but you can see right here, with no accelerated assault, I'm gonna shoot an entire magazine and it's gonna behave like a completely normal pulse rifle. But then I'm gonna put on accelerated assault, and you can see just how extended this magazine really is. Like, it is a massive difference in how long I'm able to shoot. It's basically Viced Stinger. Oh, but it comes with a damage increase as well. I mean, it's very, very good. However, there is some extremely important things to know about this particular masterworked weapon and about the playlists themselves. First of all, guys, the Fireteam playlist and the Arena playlist are actually separate, which means you have two different challenges. As you can see, after I run through the Fireteam's playlist, I check I'm still 0 out of 3 on the Arena playlist. So you have actually two guaranteed, tier 5 if you're anywhere near a high power level, pre-masterworked god tier weapons that you can get. But actually, hold on a second. Your next question may be, is it character based? Unfortunately, no, it is account based. As you can see, I'm done with those challenges on my Titan, but then on my Warlock, I'm still done with those challenges. You actually may notice that I still have challenges. This is actually only 1 of 3. So you get the pulse rifle for the first 3 runs. The next 3 runs, you complete the second part of this challenge, which gives you just extra loot from the playlist, more crafting materials, and for 3 out of 3, same thing, more loot, more crafting materials. So if you want to keep grinding this playlist, 9 times your 9 runs are going to have much extra bonus loot because of these challenges. So again, 2 guaranteed pre-masterwork pulse rifles, but hold on a second. I have 1 right here, 2, 3, 4. Now, some of you might be going, wait a second, Rick. The math ain't mathin'. How do you have 4 pre-masterworked god tier pulse rifles when there's only 2 different challenges that drop 2 guaranteed ones for the 2 playlists? Okay, well, this is where things get really crazy. It turns out, with the addition of this Vanguard Alerts playlist, essentially, these pre-masterworked, featured weapons can just drop everywhere. And I mean everywhere. So you can get a pre-masterworked tier 5 Sciaturna with the Omega Crazy Origin Trait perk. You can get that just on an activity completion in the Vanguard Alerts playlists. So, nothing to do with the challenge, you'll just straight up get one on your first run maybe, which is crazy. So, you have 2 guaranteed and they're dropping insane amounts in the playlist themselves. My friend actually got a tier 3 pre-masterworked from a goblin, from a random enemy kill. They're dropping everywhere. And this is where things get really crazy. As you can see right here, I have footage to back it up. I actually got one from the Birthplace of the Vile, which was a Fireteam Ops playlist in the portal. So not even in Vanguard Alerts, I got one from Fireteam Ops, again in the portal. I didn't even think this was possible, but yes, you can get them there too. But the reason you want to be playing Vanguard Alerts is because it is, if you're a high power level, easy baby mode. The power level says 300, right? But for whatever reason, normally if you're 550 light like I am, and you're playing a 300 power playlist, you're not even gonna scratch a B tier. You're probably gonna get tier 4 loot. Not in this case. Whatever magic Bungie did under the hood for the modifiers or what have you, you get, as you can see right here, tier 5s every time for doing a 300 power activity playlist. So it is probably the easiest tier 5s right now in the entire game. And every time you complete these activities, they're dropping 3 of them. It's not like you get 1, you get a lot of them. And remember, you're not just getting them at the end, you're also getting extra drops from those challenges for the first 9 runs. So again, it is spitting tier 5 loot for a 300 power activity. It's so easy. Now, on the other side of things, you then have the Grandmaster Vanguard Ops. This is at a minus 50 delta. This actually is somewhat challenging, and it feels pretty close to the Grandmasters of old. The actual map, I shouldn't say map, the strike in question, Exodus Crash, can be a bit difficult. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I just used the Stronghold Titan build I made a video on, linked right up above, and it was literally free. At no point did we ever feel in danger during this. It was just like, yeah, I have infinity damage resistance and constant healing. I'm gonna be fine. All right, so we also had a couple of warlocks using the buddy build. Also made a video on that. That's linked right up above. Incredible, incredible build, and it was super easy. Now, for this, again, you get a special tier 5 Horror's Least, and you're gonna get that on the first completion. It comes with Accelerated Assault, as you saw earlier. I have not gotten any other Horror's Least, so potentially you could farm the Grandmaster node and maybe get more of them, but it's so inefficient compared to the other playlists that are just spitting out so much loot. So overall, guys, that is kind of the situation. Bungie just turned the taps on for loot in this playlist. And if you're someone who was previously grinding Fireteam Ops, genuinely no reason to play Fireteam Ops, genuinely no reason to play Arena Ops, just play the playlists because you're still going to be getting tier 5 loot. You don't have to mess around with a bajillion modifiers, right? It has matchmaking and it is incredibly easy. Like, this is the playlist to farm. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up maybe adjusting this or fixing this, or certainly, at least for the Sai Eterna, you're getting so many of the Masterwork drops from just all over the place. So 100% this week, you should be grinding Vanguard Ops. Guys, that is it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKakis. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.